poem that is inspired by the winter of our discontent now. I hadn't thought about that, but that comes from Richard III. Anyway, this poem, however, is inspired by another great poet, Robert Frost. And many of you might know, and some of you might be too young to really know, but he was a poet laureate at one time, and he gave a very beautiful poem at JFK's inauguration. Very famous, and one of his most famous poems is Stopping by the Woods on a Snowy Evening, which, although there aren't any woods close by, it's got to make us think a little bit about our situation in the United States. And I think he saw a little bit about what we were going through. He also wrote a poem about selecting one of two roads. And we have two roads that we might go down, depending on what happens in an election that I'm referring to coming up early next winter. So, without more ado, I will just mention that one of the famous lines is, "My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near," because the allegory is that Robert Frost is talking about a traveler through the woods who doesn't really know whether he's going to find his way, and of course he's worried, and so is his horse, which has a kind of a metaphorical meaning. But without further ado, we'll just jump in. The stakes are high, I well do know. My work is clear, the way to go. Mighty are the obstacles, and vague the polling oracles. My little horse must think it odd that some people revere a god as evil as that fascist Trump. I have to spur his sluggish rump. There's less than a year until that day when America will choose its way, when if that monster steals a win, his revengeful term will soon begin. Therefore there is much work to do before that day good people rule. The road before us shows a choice, much stress before we might rejoice. Into the woods of uncertainty, even if it seems in agony, the hatred of his goons to see, who wish the end of democracy. We must move on and cannot rest until we win that election test. Before we know our country will keep, none of us can soundly sleep. I do hope that Robert Frost has channeled in some way the great poet. He saw our problem, the problems that we have in this journey that we're going on, and that we will choose the right road. Our country will choose the right road of democracy. Thank you.